today's day 1 of learning Python. So right now, I basically just learned about the 4 types of variables: strings, integers, floats, and booleans. And I had printed out some statements. The last statement I printed out was, are you a student? True. And now using the boolean. And the tutorial I'm using is by this guy right here, Brocode, his Python 4 course for free. It's a 12-hour video. It's pretty lengthy, but it shouldn't even take me the whole 30 days. Alright, so now I've just learned about typecasting, which is basically turning one version of a variable into another. So for example, it's changing the GPA, which is a float, into an integer, which is a whole number. And as you can see here, GPA equals the int, and inside the parentheses, I put in the variable I want to change. And I put print GPA. Once I print it, it removes the decimal, and then I'm left with 3. I forgot to record it, but I also learned about user inputs. But basically, I moved on to my first exercise, which is basically about calculating the area of a rectangle. So here, I have what is the length of the rectangle, and here I have what is the width of the rectangle, because the area of the rectangle is the length times the width. And then I have to convert them into a float, because that makes it more accurate, because it's within geometry. And then to find the area, it is the length times the width. And then after all that happens, it prints the total area of the rectangle is inches squared. So now if I click run, right, I go right there, I put 5 times 6.8, and that gives me 34.0 inches squared. For the second exercise, it was about creating like a shopping cart system. So it asks you what item would you like to purchase, what is the price of the item you're purchasing, and how many of the item are you purchasing. And then it'll display what you've purchased, how much, and of what you've purchased. And it'll also tell you your total. So for example, when I click run, I'm going to put, I would like to purchase milk. And then the price of the milk is $4.99. Then I'll put I'm purchasing 2. Then it'll say you have purchased 2 milks. And then your total for today is $9.98. Basically, I just finished my first project, which was a Mad Libs game. And the Mad Libs game is basically just where you put in your own words to fill in a story. And then once you put in all of your words, it'll create a story with the words that you put in. So I'm gonna click run. And then now I'm going to enter a noun. So I'm just gonna put rhino. Then I'm gonna put an adjective. I think I'm just gonna put big. Then for another adjective, I'm gonna put round. And then for a verb, I'm gonna put dances. For another adjective, I think I'm just gonna put crystallized. So when I press enter, it'll give me a whole story that says, today I went to a Rhino-themed supermarket, and in aisle I saw a big jug of orange juice. Rhino is a superhero that is round and dances for fun. The supermarket was crystallized. And yeah, that's basically it. That's all for day 1. I learned the bare bones basics. I'm gonna put my notes up on the screen for a few seconds if you just wanted to check those out. My handwriting is pretty bad though. But yeah, that's it for day 1. I really just learned the basics today. It was nothing too much. I understood most of it. I messed up in some parts, but it wasn't really messing up the code. It was just messing up the order of the code sometimes. But yeah, that's it. Have a good day.